Hey there. Being a founder is quite mentally straining, and I just wanted to share some of my thoughts about how it is to be a founder of a startup, a first time solo immigrant founder, and the challenges that we face. You know what the biggest challenge is? It is not the lack of funding, though, well, for some of them. It is not the lack of a great product, it's not the lack of determination, it's not the lack of confidence, it is the lack of motivation in certain phases. And when you think of a startup, you imagine that there are good things happening and bad things happening and good things happening and so on. But in reality, what happens is that there's maybe a little good thing that happens, and then there's a stretch of time where nothing happens. And that time is the most unnerving and painful, because when the times are good or times are bad, you have something either to be happy about or improve on. But then when nothing happens, when things are going status quo, that is the most unnerving thought for an entrepreneur, because that shows that is the worst possible state that entrepreneur can be, because that means that the startup is not growing, it's not doing anything. And there are a lot of times like that, and that I think is what mentally takes a lot out of a founder, especially it takes out of me. And there are some things that I do to cope. I try to just talk to as many people as possible, learn as much as possible. But unlike a lot of people, I am not extraordinarily talented, nor do I have any particular skill set that is different from others. I'm just an average person, an average entrepreneur. I have my insecurities, I have my fears, I have everything that makes me have room for improvement as we go along. I crave social acceptance, I crave honor, I crave prestige, I crave for financial rewards, I crave to spend more time with my family, I crave all of these things. But the fact is that in the line of work that I'm in, being an entrepreneur, it is it is an interesting journey. um, More recently, what I've started to do is, since I don't get time to read, I listen to books. Audiobooks have been my new thing. And so there's a book I've been reading recently called Atomic Habits, extremely popular. It's on almost everyone's Instagram story. It's a great book. The core concept behind Atomic Habits is that small changes to behavior, to your thought, can make a big impact on your good and bad behavior. That is more or less the concept behind it, where you have to work towards tricking your mind, tricking your brain into thinking certain things that will result in certain actions that you favor. For example, you want to eat healthy, that means you will have to put out or publicly show in or make the access to healthy foods accessible for you. Keep it in front of your desk, keep it in front of your table, and hide the junk food. Keep your alcohol and carbs on the back of the fridge, back of the shelf, away from you. So the logic here is that you're tricking your brain not to think about or not to instantly connect the thought of consuming bad foods, and make it easier for the brain to consume healthy foods if it is in your line of sight every single day. So that's basically the concept of it. That's, I think, is a great way. The other thought that is discussed in Atomic Habits is, the way to develop a habit is to begin doing it for a maximum of 2 minutes a day. For example, you want to start running, so instead of running for 30 minutes straight in the very first day, which you'll be tired and your brain will associate that activity as being cumbersome, instead you do it for 2 minutes, where the brain will want to crave a little bit more because of the initial high you get. And the next day you again run for 2 minutes, and then eventually you will organically feel very fulfilled when you run more, and slowly you keep improving it. This is the best alternative compared to nothing happening. So that's another concept that I liked in Atomic Habits, and I'm still going, making my way through the book. But it's very inspiring. I've tried something of your own. I don't know if you can see, I have a guitar that's been on my Zoom background for a while. It's in my room. Yesterday I spent just strictly spent 2 minutes in learning a few chords. It was very fulfilling, and I am looking forward to doing that again today, knowing that I have very limited time. I'm quite excited to do that. So I think I'm going to try doing that for a lot of the other aspects of my startup as well. For example, if I want to launch a new video or a new channel or a new page or a new idea or a new product feature, instead of having to worry about it and stress about it for a long time, I strictly use that 2 minutes to either journal, write down, or work towards that particular aspect of it. And this video for my website is one of the first steps towards it. I hope it works. I hope my dopamine centers fire the way I wanted to, so that I continue doing this. We'll see.